All right, can you hear me now? All right. Darren, can you hear me? Should be sound now. I've got all green lights. All right, good deal. Okay, everybody, I had to nuke the scheduled live stream because I had set it up wrong to the point that it would not allow wouldn't allow me to show up. You were going to see the same old video that I posted, but you weren't going to be able to hear any dialogue from me, and you weren't going to be able to ask any questions. So I had no choice but to nuke that and start a new stream. That way we can make this thing go. So I'm still in the learning phase. This is only my second one. I'm trying to get better at this, but it's just been busy and very difficult. So what we're going to watch here is the Vogel Street fire. I'm not sure if everybody has had an opportunity to view that video or not, but this was actually called in as a shed fire. Initial calls for a shed fire. Typically, that would be a 3 engines, 1 ladder, and 1 medic assignment. And then, of course, a battalion chief. That's me. And then once we arrive, we realize that this is a commercial structure fire. So let's see if I can. There you go. Once I arrived, I upgraded this to a working commercial structure fire, which should get us 6 engines, 2 ladders, and 2 medics. So let's watch the video. I got a couple different areas that I'm going to pause the video so we can talk about it. And I'll let you know what I know about the video. All right. And also let me know if this is too loud, by the way, when this video starts. Battalion 1 fire control.
Fire control, Battalion 1, go ahead.
I'm on the scene. This is a commercial structure. This is 50 by 150. I've got a working fire. If you would upgrade this to a commercial fire, make it a worker.
You're clear, working commercial fire.
Rescue 1 and ladder 1. I've got flaggers out on National Drive. I need to get ladder 1 in here. All units, I'm going to be out doing a 360. You guys hear the audio from the video, correct? Sounds good?
Rescue 1 fires right inside the front door. We need to force the man door right here. Pull a 2.5 inch line.
Copy.
Tower 1's en route.
Tower 1 en route.
This turns on 45 Ops 1, ladder 201, engine 51, engine 52, engine 541.
Rescue 1, be advised, we got fire from front to back.
H.O.A. New York City, 14
Copy.
Vogel Street, on a working commercial fire. Ladder 201, engine 51, engine 52, engine 541, Chief 1. H.O.A. New York City, 14 Vogel Street, off of West National Drive, on a working commercial fire.
Vogel command all units. I've got an auto repair shop that's 50 by 100. Fire from front to back. Rescue 1's getting ready to force entry. Fire control, ladder 201, responding.
Ladder 201 and out.
Command Fire Control, I need I-20 in the power company here.
Clear, command. I-20 and power company to scene.
Tower 1 Battalion, where do you want us? What's your point right next to the rescue? Get set up.
Clear.
Send your
Send
second
your
person
second
up
person up here with rescue 1 and assist with the blitz line.
Engine 3 Battalion 1, Engine 3 Meg 3 is at 5th and National. I believe we're going to be your next 2 units in.
Engine 3, I need a 5-inch supply line to rescue 1.
Copy. 5-inch supply line, rescue 1.
Meg 3 to Engine 3, she's stopping the plug, we'll grab it.
Copy, Meg 3. You guys catching the hydrant.
Rescue 51's responding.
Rescue 51 and out.
Engine 3 Battalion 1, we're going to have to go above the elk here, catch a hydrant somewhere.
Yeah, that's perfect. Should be a hydrant right up just before the church, if I remember correctly.
That's perfect. We got one here a little closer. We'll be hitting the hydrant.
Engine 3, I need your crew to pull another 2.5 as soon as possible. I got rescue 1 make an entry.
Copy. Engine 3, once we get our supply line down here, we'll be pulling back up to 2.5.
Medic 2's command, we're on the scene. Medic 2, come on in and get turned out. Medic 2, what's your pull a second line off of rescue 1, back to rescue 1 crew up.
You're clear, Medic 2. We're pulling a second line back and up rescue 1.
Engine 52's on scene.
Command Engine 52, I want you to pair up with Medic 2, pull a second line off the rescue.
Message received. Engine 3 Battalion 1, we got 5 minutes across National. We're going to need PD to watch traffic for us.
Command Fire Control, need the police. We're priority to National Drive. We're laying 5-inch there.
You're clear, starting NPD to National Drive from priority 1.
Fire 201 command. Good. We're going to need to come in from Vogel. You're looking straight down National. Ladder 2, if you can get past that 5-inch, I need you up here closer to the building.
Alright, I think we can get back here. We'll kick it to the side.
All right, let me pause it right there for a second. We got a couple really good questions. Did you ever see flames exterior of the building? I did see flames exterior of the building, just in a couple different areas. Over on the right side, the Delta side, there was a wood burner, and that's actually where the fire started. So I could see just a small amount of flames over on the Delta side. And then I had some fire peeking out of the soffits on the downward side, or downwind side, excuse me. So good question. Yeah. The other thing is, back when we had this fire, I did not have a thermal imager in the command car. Once the rescue arrived, we were able to take a quick look at it with a thermal imager and got a lot better read on the building. And we knew that we had the attic pretty much fully involved. So, very important to know when you're considering whether you want to go offensive or defensive. This department is full paid. We typically have somewhere in the area between 15 and 19 people on duty. So it's a full-time department. And then I believe all of the mutual aid, except for one engine, was paid staff also, if I remember correctly. Let me check here. All right. Let me get rid of this, because it's an important part of this coming up.
When you're ready. Engine 52, can you pull your truck up a little bit so I can get ladder 2 to come around that drive where you're sitting? Commander Rescue 1, back out of the building, the ceiling's coming down. All units inside the building, I want you to back out, the ceiling's coming down. Rescue 1, give me the air horns.
Okay. So, very important note on building construction. Let me bring this back up. We already answered that. I-20 is our investigator. He always comes in. That's what the aerial view looked like. 900-foot lay to get back to this building right here. This was the building that was on fire. So, before we start talking about the collapse of this building, I'm not a fan of going interior on garages, barns, and sheds because of two reasons. Number one, the structural quality of the building is it varies greatly. Barns are typically built without a permit. Sheds typically don't require a permit, and then all of these usually do not have drywall protecting the structural members. The other thing, and we had the problem with this building, is you don't know what the contents of the building is. There may be a tank in there that has anhydrous ammonia. It may be a bunch of car parts in there. All kinds of stuff that I can think of, gasoline or whatever. So I'm not a big fan of going interior on these types of buildings, but I thought we'd give it a quick check. So this is how I knew the roof was getting ready to come down. I posted this on my Command Vision page last year, I believe it was. But as I continue to reevaluate the building, I begin to see the soffit pull up on the Bravo side. So I should have flipped this image around to make it accurate with the video. But it was over here on the Bravo side, I could see the soffit pull up. And that immediately told me that truss was starting to fail. And that's why I ordered everybody out of the building. All right. So I'm going to play about another 2 minutes of this, and we're going to come back and talk about the switch from offensive to defensive.
Line off the rescue. Mag 3 Battalion, you got PD coming for the road. You got people running over a 5-inch. Yep, we've asked for one a priority. Pull your truck out there and block it. Everybody.
All right, I'm going to pause this. And I have no idea why that started over. So we're at the 9:36 mark, it looks like. Let's see. Was there a ceiling lid or open trusses to the roof? Good. That's a good question. There was no ceiling in this building. The trusses were exposed to fire. And if I remember correctly, there was no ceiling. But we quickly had fire involving the trusses. And of course, lightweight truss construction, they begin to fail within 4 or 5 minutes. Something to that effect. And it was not post and beam. It was this was wood and wood trusses. So the only metal would be the skin outside of the building and the metal on the roof. Was not rafters. It was lightweight truss construction. Thought I saw another question here. Here's a good one. Okay, so I had a ladder truck there. We could have sent it up, but as long as the skin is remaining on the seat or on the roof, you're not going to penetrate that with water. So if we were going to use that ladder in any way, we would have placed it down here in the area of this overhead garage door and used it in an upward projection to spray basically inside into the ceiling area or the underside of the roof area. This was one of those things that this was pretty much a loser when we pulled up. It had too much of a head start on us. You can see the wind's coming out of the building sideways. So you have wind entering the soffit area on the Bravo side, and it's just feeding this fire quickly. All right. So evacuate the building. You have to conduct a PAR. Our evacuation order at Newark is over the radio, and we also give a 10-second blast of the air horns. Once everybody comes out, you have to put a pause on everything, and you must conduct a PAR to make sure everybody is out of the building. There's been too many times where there's been an evacuation ordered and somebody got left behind. So when you do an evacuation, that's when you have to put it on pause and conduct a PAR, make sure everybody is out of the building. Right here. Before we start this back up, what do you do if you're unable to conduct a full 360 due to a fence or objects? So there are times that I'm unable to complete a 360. And if that's the case, then I would announce that. I can tell you that I will jump a fence if I have to. I like to be able to do the 360 myself. But if it's one of those situations where I can't, then I have to assign a crew to conduct a 360 and report back to me, because we have to get eyes on all 4 sides of the building. All right. Let's go back here. I don't know why this is starting over.
Chief, you want 541 up there? Mag 3 Battalion, you want engine 541 pull up there? Negative, he's bouncing up. Stay up real national. Sit your manpower back.
Could we have used a 2.5-inch or blitz fire up in the soffit? We could have. I think it was too late at that point. It was just one of those things. It was a delayed 911 call. Um, by the time we got adequate resources back into there, and again, the hydrant's 900 feet away. I don't think it would have changed anything here. This was too involved in the attic space. By the time we got there and got some hoses deployed.
Fire control to command.
Right.
Thanks, Colorblind. I appreciate it.
Command, just want to update you. I-20 has been notified. He's en route. AEP has been notified. They are en route. And NPD is en route priority 1.
That's clear. Fire control, would you put one engine or one medical standby station 1? Whoever you can get.
You're clear. Putting an engine and medic on standby at station 1.
Fire control, ladder 201's on scene.
Ladder 201 on the scene.
Ladder 1 battalion 1. Good.
All right, listen to this radio report.
Just for your information, looks like on the AB side, that roof sagging quite a bit. You also have fire showing on the D side.
That's clear.
Okay, that radio report right there is worth its weight in gold. On the Granville Milling fire, which we'll review that soon. We had trouble finding the seat of the fire. Crews were searching for like 15 minutes trying to find the seat of the fire and couldn't find the seat of the fire. I put a ladder crew up and they were able to quickly identify exactly right where the fire was at. So remember that if you get into a situation, especially with a metal roof or something that's going to change color or the tar would melt or whatever, um, putting somebody up on there to get you a good read, and especially if they could take a picture, they can bring it down to you. That way you can see exactly what's going on. Yeah. And it looks like Darren got this question for me. So what we're calling Rescue 1, it's a Class A pumper, but it has our extrication equipment on it, as well as some other rescue equipment. So do we recall off-duty personnel for larger incidents? We do. When we get into something beyond a second alarm, we would start calling in all of our off-duty people to come in and assist at the fire scene and to staff all of our spare equipment. Yes, it's unsafe to cut a hole in the side, and I'm glad you brought that up because this was going to be the next thing that I wanted to talk about. Anytime an incident commander orders a fire to go defensive, there is what we call operational creep or normalization of deviance. So if we take a look at these guys right here, there's a crew here with the hose. We got a crew here operating with the hose through the overhead garage door. It is a normal thing, a normal desire for firefighters to want to sneak up a little bit and to spray and knock down fire and all that. The problem is we're now defensive, and we're defensive because the building is getting ready to fall down, and we don't know which direction it's going to fall down. But at this point, I meet with everybody. I assign a sector officer to all four sides of the building, and I explain to them nobody is to be within the collapse zone of the building. If you go through NOSH fatality reports, there's a number of fatality reports where crews were defensive on a fire and people got inside of the collapse zone, the building falls down and kills 1 or 2 guys for no reason. We're defensive because this building's getting ready to fall down, and what we're essentially saying is the building is of no value. So when I'm out teaching, I talk extensively about this, about killing our guys needlessly when we're defensive on a fire. And I think it's extremely important that you assign an officer to each side and you explain to that officer it is your job to make sure nobody gets hurt, nobody goes inside the collapse zone. Real quick. Cause of the fire was that wood burner. They left that wood burner going and it ignited combustibles in close proximity to it, if I remember correctly. All right, I'm going to finish up this video real
Ladder
quick
201 Command, you got an assignment.
answer a few more questions.
Ladder 201 Station, National Scissor Manpower back. Command, all units on the fireground work defensive operation only. Defensive operation.
This run is on
forever.
45 ops correction, county fire high band. Heat station with Mutual Medic 601, 895 Hazel Avenue on breathing problems. Heat station 1, Medic 601, 895 Hazel Avenue on breathing problems. This run is on 45 Ops 5, Engine 201 Medic 548 at Newark Fire Station number 1, 75 4th Street. On a station standby. Engine 201 Medic 548 at Newark Fire Station number 1, 75 4th Street. On a station standby.
All right. That's pretty much the nuts and bolts of the fire. Are you using blue card? We use some blue card. All of our fire officers have been through blue card incident command training. But we have molded it so it suits us to the best of our ability. So I would say we use about 50% of the blue card, give or take some. And then somebody asked about if I'm going to do more of these. Yeah, my goal is to go back through the 40 some videos that I've posted, and we're going to talk about what went right and what went wrong, and I'll be able to do some Q&A with people. Let me see here. Where's the guy with rubber boots? Okay. So the guy with the 3/4 boots and the fancy helmet, we call him Unit G. Everybody always asks, hey, what's up with this guy? Is he like a deputy chief or something? No. Unit G has been a very good friend of the fire department for the entire 32 years and probably way before that. Um, we don't have an auxiliary, but every time we have a working fire, Pat shows up and he does anything that we ask of him. If somebody left the stove on back at the station, he'll run back and shut the stove off. Um, if we need bottled water, he'll go get bottled water. We had a guy's wife that went into labor during a working fire, and Unit G threw that guy in a car and ran him back to the station so he could head to the hospital because his wife was in labor. Um, Good question there. Good guy, I can tell you that. Couldn't ask for a better guy. And he gets absolutely no compensation. Um, just a friend of the fire department, fire buff. Um, and he's been a huge advocate um, for the fire department also. So, super good guy. Um, was this a total loss? Um, I believe they were able to retrieve some equipment out of the building. Uh, but if I remember correctly, the building was a total loss because the roof was coming down and um, insulation and smoke damage, water damage after we got in there with a couple 2.5-inch lines. Um, After pics that show the sagging roof, no. And I got to be honest, I wish I would have done that because now that I'm doing a bunch of teaching, that would have been an awesome pick to show you guys or to show the people that I teach. But what I can assure you is, let me go back to here. That's what we had. Is we had several trusses that were extremely heat damaged and sagging, and as a result, pulled the soffit up. And just one more thing on this, I think I've said this before. When I first got in the fire department and started studying for promotions, um, I hated studying buildings. I I had no desire to learn about how buildings were built. I wanted to learn how to put fires out and command fires. And now that I've been through it, I understand why uh, they would put a book on collapse of, or put a book such as Collapse of Burning Buildings on our promotional uh, assessment because it is vital. I don't know that I would have picked up on that had I not studied a book such as Collapse of Burning Buildings. Um, so if you're in the fire service, man, learn how they build buildings because that it also tells you how they come down, and that's pretty critical. Um, they do not have a dedicated PIO. And so in this instance, it would be the chief or whoever the chief assigns. Okay, so I'm now retired. And I was a battalion chief for, I believe, 14 years. But don't hold me to that. That's I'm going off of my memory, and my memory sometimes is not as good as what I'd like it to be. Any other questions here? Yes, I'm retired. Um, Retired for a year and a half now, and I'm loving it. I'm staying busy. It's given me an opportunity to do a lot more teaching through my company. So it's cool. I miss the fellows at the fire station. I don't miss being up all night. Um, Okay, so one more thing we got to address. When I would put up a new video, I would typically ship out some free merch to the first person that commented. Um, and so we can't do the first commenter here. So I'm just going to have to pick somebody. And actually, I need to pick 2 people because I did not remember to bring this up on the first restream. So I'm going to pick, I'm just going to pick 2 random people out of here. And right here, this gentleman right here, KDOLRG. If you're interested in some free merch, send me your name and shirt size to commandvisionfire@gmail.com and I will get you some free merch heading your direction. And I'm just going to pick one more. Right here. Darren DeFreeze. If you're interested in some free merch, send me your information and include your shirt size, commandvisionfire@gmail.com, and I'll get you some free merch in the mail. And everybody keep watching. I'm going to try to get the next video set up. So there's still an opportunity for you to win some free merch, get some free merch from me, just by following along on the videos. Nepotism. No. Wrong spelling. Darren is my brother. He can have whatever he wants. He knows that he's helped me out. As a matter of fact, a lot of the pictures that I use on my Command Vision teaching, he's actually the photographer that took the majority of those pictures. So much love to him because he has helped me out a bunch. So he knows that if he wanted a new shirt or a new coffee cup, he could get that for free. I mean, he's my twin brother. So the Darren that I picked was a different spelling. It was a Daren, if I remember correctly. I'll be able to go back through the video. So let me see if we have any flashlights. I got to get more flashlights. When I do that, I'll see about getting those out. Yeah, there we go. This gentleman right here, Darren DeFreeze, and the other gentleman. That's going to be the 2 that's getting the free merch. Yes, if you're interested in purchasing right here, if you go to Command Vision, commandvision.com, if you Google that, it'll go to my, as a matter of fact, let me just do this real quick. Add a scene. I don't want to do that. I don't think I can do this. Command Vision Fire. If you Google it, go to Command Vision Fire. I have merchandise available. Click on the. Let me just check this real quick. I should have this up. Yeah. Command-vision.com. Command Vision. Click on the merch tab, and you'll see everything that I have available. You spell your name the right way. Look at that, Darren. Guy thinks he's spelling his name the right way. Thank you. I appreciate that, Darren. Right there. command-vision.com/merchandise. So if you just want to hang in there and see if you can score some free stuff, you're more than welcome to do that. If you want to get on there and purchase some merch, you're obviously more than welcome to do that too. You need advice for a new captain? Yeah, send me an email. I get a lot of questions like that, and so I have a pre-typed up response of just different things that you can do. Stay humble, study a lot, but if you would send me an email, commandvisionfire@gmail.com, and I will email you back about what you can do. All right. All right, everybody. That's it for tonight. I will have the next live stream up hopefully within the next 30 days. So I'll see you then.